I'm a school teacher, and there used to be this one kid who was a part of our outreach program, and I would drive him to school every day because his institution was on the way home for me. And so I knew this kid every day. I got attached to him. He was also my son's best friend because they were in the same class. And it was a beautiful thing, even though this boy was from an institution. He was a Roma gypsy, dark skin, dark hair, but he was best friends with my little boy who blonde hair, blue eyes. And it was beautiful to see how they didn't care about social status. They didn't care about the color of your skin. It was beautiful to see this little boy would bring gifts, which most of us would just throw away. And he would give them to my son just because he loved him and he wanted to know that he was his best friend. And I'll never forget him.
Беше много трудно, като бяхме малки, защото не знаеш после като излезеш от такава институция какво те следва.
Аз имам брат и сестра, които ни разделят в детска градина и до ден днешен не се знаеме кой къде е.
Майка ми ме изостави на 4 годинки. Горе-долу година и половина сам живеех по улицата на квартира насам натам. Обърнах се към институциите и ме пратиха тук в този дом.
You know, a lot of the kids that came to our school in our outreach program didn't have appropriate shoes or clothes. Their shoes had holes in them, and during the harsh Bulgarian winters, they'd have to stay inside while all the other kids played in the snow. And then, you know, their clothes are not clothes that I would let children wear. I would throw them away if my kids had to wear them.
Любов не мога да кажа, че съм получила, ама доста тормоз имаше. Най-много си спомням за това, че много ни биеха, много ни мъчиха там. Сигурно около 3 месеца съм била на улицата. След 3 месеца от там, където съм родена, ме пращат тук в София. И вече съм тук в това общежитие. И доста години съм тук вече.
Many of these kids have learning disabilities and emotional instability just because of the life that they've had to live at an early age. You know, their parents leaving them or them being taken away from their parents. That's just a hard life for any kid to leave. And because of this, it makes them really hard for them academically in any school. Most of the kids in this situation in Bulgaria have to go to Bulgarian public schools. And the hard thing about that is that there's a huge prejudice against gypsy kids, against Roma kids. There's a huge prejudice against foster children from not only the students, but the teachers. And bullying is a real problem. With students and teachers alike. It's a really difficult thing. So most kids, they just end up stop going to school sometime in middle school or something like that. They just stop going because, like, what's the point? They have no acceptance. They have nobody telling them that they can be something, that they can be somebody, and they can have their dreams met. They have nobody encouraging them like that. And so dropping out of school is their best option. And that just continues the cycle of poverty. And their children are in the same situation as them, and the cycle goes on, and it never stops.
Следващото поколение по принцип трябва да се обърне много внимание, защото те от малки, като ние се обърнем внимание на тези деца, те тръгват по лошия път, почват да пушат цигари, да бягат от часовете, почват да се бият.
You know, as a teacher, it's heartbreaking that I couldn't do more for these children. You know, I love them in class, but that's about all I could do. There's a lot of institutions out there that are doing the best they can with the funds that are given. There's a lot of great workers there that love the children, but the problem is really big and the funds aren't enough, and there's a lot of room for more help in Bulgaria. I started praying specifically for these kids, and surprisingly enough, God answered. And with his still, quiet whisper and request, he asked, "Will you start a home for these kids in Bulgaria?" And I answered yes. So Found in Bulgaria was started. And why Found in Bulgaria? Because these kids are seemingly lost and forgotten by their parents, forgotten by the state, forgotten by the people entrusted to care for them. Now, I believe every kid has a right to be found, and I believe God hasn't forgotten them, and I believe that he has a father's heart for each and every one of these kids.
Като малък моята мечта беше да стана професионален футболист, но просто не ми се сбъдна мечтата.
Нямам мечти. На този етап нямам мечти.
Мечтата ли? Да имам собствена къща, собствен дом.
Труден е живота, просто се принуждаваш да почнеш да работиш, виждаш, че няма кой да ти помага, няма мама, няма тате трябва сам да се трудиш в живота си. Просто такава ни е съдбата на нас, сираците. Нямаме избор, трябва сами да си помагаме. Ние ако не си помогнем, няма кой да ни помогне.
You know, no matter how hard it is for me financially, I make sure my kids have appropriate shoes for school. If they're having a hard time at school or with friends, I'm not a perfect parent, but I try to be with them, be there for them, support them in any way that I can. My heart for every child is to have somebody who cares for them as if they were their own child.
Имам дете, две деца, едното е в Германия вече в момента с баща й. Това е малкото, където го гледам в момента сама и сама се боря за него. И гледам да го напъсвам, да му говоря постоянно, да не е като мене, да не е като останалите. Това е моето дете. Кажи, мамо, здравей! Тя не може да е съвършена, но да е нещо повече от мене, как се казва.
Our goal is to start with 6 kids, give them a permanent home to live in, and then from there, launch more homes. If you would like to support Found in Bulgaria, all it takes is $20 a month. Or if you would like to make a one-time donation, check out our Facebook page and find the different ways that you can donate.